Hey guys, how you going? Welcome to Hold the Ball HCB. Hope you guys are good. Hope all is well. And if you're gonna watch this, please sit down, grab a meal, and have a listen. This is more so for your viewing pleasure. I just like talking about the sport. I like talking about the Warriors. I like talking about things rugby league, giving you guys my perspective. So thanks again for watching and being part of this. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you guys think about this video. This is the second installment of Warrior Spear, in which I'll be talking about the Warriors, mid-season review up to this point. Basically giving you guys the ins and outs of what I think, giving you guys analysis of the good, the bad, and possibly the ugly, and sort of like a rundown of our next half of the season, as well as a conclusion and hope that we can remain in the 8 after it's all said and done. So that is the mid-season Warrior Spear review for you guys. And if you haven't checked out the first one, I did one on Reece Walsh and basically my thoughts on him. I give you guys a bit of a background introduction of him, his transition from the Broncos to the Warriors, and basically my thoughts on him as a player overall. So if you haven't watched that one, have a check out as well. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So as it stands with the Warriors, we are now 5-7, so that's 5 wins, 7 losses. We're 9th on the ladder and we have 10 points. I guess if you're to summarize that from my perspective anyway, I think I'd say it's okay. It's not the best, but the beauty is we still have a second half to go, right? So lots of room for improvement. I mean, our wins have been over the Titans, the Raiders, the Dragons, the Cowboys, and the Tigers. These teams in all reality are not threatening in the top 4. I mean, we did lose, we did play the Cowboys twice, so it was sort of like that 50-50 there too. But our losses came from the Knights, the Roosters, Manly, the Storm, Manly again, and then Eels, and then Cowboys. And again, those losses there, defensively, whether it was defensive moments, defensive lapses, or just getting absolutely dominated across the park, or whether it wasn't doing a drop goal. But 2 of those losses have been at least by a 1-point loss, and that was manning the Cowboys. And a game that you could say probably should have been commanded a lot better, right? Especially in the field goal department by our halves. And the wins that we have had, bar the Titans, all our wins have been by 6 points or less, basically. It's been a bit of a tough ride, actually, and the Warriors have shown yet again that unfortunately defense is not our biggest priority. It's shown that we still lack that pedigree that our top 6 or more noticeably top 4 teams have, or even more than that, top 2 teams have. So we don't have that, I guess, throat, handle the throat type mentality. Unfortunately, for the Warriors, we just don't have that at all. So with the losses that we've had, I guess you can table the Knights, the Manly and the Cowboys losses, games we shouldn't have lost ultimately. Even that Manly game, the first time we played them as well, we were actually in charge at points of the game. We probably should have won that game in all honesty, but we didn't. Those losses costly. I reckon the 3 games there's the Knights, Manly twice, and the Cowboys. Those losses there will definitely bite us. So those are my thoughts there on those. I guess the win-loss record overall, it's good progression. It's okay. There's still a lot of things we got to learn, and sort of like overall, probably, yeah, my thoughts is that we can do a lot better. So as we move on to the bad and sort of like the good and possibly ugly, I want to sort of talk about my thoughts on the bad stuff first. And obviously noticeable one has been the injuries. Ewan Aitken has just recently come back about a fortnight ago. Adam Fanor-Blake has not played since the Roosters game, and I believe he's coming back. We've had some sort of personal exits, or for personal reasons, that being Fusitoa and Mamalo, and we're just not sure as to why they're gone. There's been rumors speculating about possibly injury, but there's been no news after that, so unsure as to what's happening with Kev or Fuss for that matter, and when they'll be coming back. So there's been no news there of players there. And then we've had also as well Hiku, Turner and Hayes Perham as well, who have left or will be leaving the club at the end of the year. And these players as well, we don't have access to, especially Hiku and Turner. So we're just sort of left there undermanned. leaving sort of us to deal with, I guess, the carnage, the injury carnage. And lastly, on the bad, I want to bring up is the halves. It's been very, I guess, up and down. You know, CHT was in at the start, then he wasn't. O'Sullivan's been in, then he isn't. Nikorima has been the consistent one, I guess, but even then, our halves are just not good enough. CHT, I get that some of you guys like him and enjoy watching him play, but if truth be told, he's just not up to standard. That's just my own opinion. Yes, he delivers the good defensively. Yes, he can pass the ball around. And those are just sort of like my thoughts about him. Tell me again what you guys think, but I think under the microscope, we've got to realize that CHT just is not bringing us what we need from that attacking flair. I can go and compare him to other halfbacks of the game, and that's just not fair because I don't think he would start in most teams. Probably the Bulldogs, maybe. I know he probably wouldn't. I don't think he'll get a start in the Broncos. Broncos are doing terrible, right? And probably even the Raiders. Oh, actually, he might get a start in the Raiders, possibly. But you get what I mean? So in the wider context of things, again, there just needs to be a bit of examination under CHT's thus far. And I get he's come back from injury, I understand that. But what he's shown so far, he's great defensively. We know that. We know he knows how to pass a ball. But game management, I don't think is his thing. Bar a few kicks here and there. Overall, just not giving us what we need. But that's my thoughts anyway. Nikorima as well. He's not free from my own personal criticism. Does he need to step up in some areas? Yes, he does. Again, I'm not too sure what to make of his game. He's hot and cold, rocks, diamonds. You like him because of what he can bring, but then you don't because of what he can bring at the same time as well, right? So it's a bit, our halves just haven't been up to par, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. And I reckon that we just need better halves overall. So whether that means them upskilling themselves or looking at what's available, aka O'Sullivan, maybe even bringing Walsh in that mix, not sure, but something needs to be done there because the distribution, it can be better. And obviously, again, from the defensive point as well, Nikorima just is not up to scratch. The good news, though, is that Walsh is there. We got the other young signings of Otukolo, Frey, Berry, Zahn Mau'u, and Jacob Laban. I understand that they're younger players, but still, they're in the Warrior system, so that's always a good thing. So the future in that regard is looking bright. I just think we've got to play them on the field and see what happens from there. Tohu obviously re-signing as well was a good thing. And it's good for us as a team. He's a very hard worker. He does the nitty-gritty stuff, which I've talked about many times. And I think overall he can be proud of a season, bar a few mistakes here and there. But he's been okay thus far and really has helped us try to at least... I guess go forward with momentum. Another good thing as well has been the fact that our troops are slowly coming back. And speaking of Aitken, who's back now, and Adam Fanor-Blake, who is the big megastar signing, in my opinion, who I think is the one to go to. He makes the biggest impact, in my opinion, on the field. And we would absolutely love him back. And I reckon he'll be able to encourage other forwards as well to play better. He just has a dynamic about him as well. So there's the good things there. I guess there's always that sort of chemistry to play with, which can be good or bad. But I guess either way, if you're Nathan Brown, you're not, I guess, too far away from picking players, you know, because these are good sort of a depth there at the moment that will obviously be upskilled as they play more games together. But so far, so good. So I guess that's probably the positives there. And obviously, again, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck playing at the wing, Reece Walsh playing at fullback as well, and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck leading us at the helm, who I think has had a terrific season thus far. Again, similar to Tohu Harris, bar Fierras has been, you know, brilliant at what he does. But I guess the mystery is that it's, the good thing is that there's also a mystery as well, like you just don't know what happened. So at the conclusion of the mid-season, we have the second half of the season, right? So we got the Storm, we have the Knights, we have the Dragons, we have the Sharks, we have the Panthers, we have the Rabbitohs, we have the Tigers, the Sharks, the Bulldogs, Broncos, Raiders, and then Titans. Notice that some of those teams there will played and will be playing again, and we played twice. So again, look, it's a very, I guess realistically, we have 10 points. I think you'd say 24 to 26 is probably the safe zone for us, right? That's what I think is the safe sort of area to be to make the top 8. I reckon we can beat the Knights away. I reckon we can beat the Dragons at home. I reckon we can beat the Tigers, Sharks, Bulldogs, Broncos, Raiders, and Titans. Tell me what you guys think about that. Storm will be hard to beat. Panthers, Rabbitohs, and probably the Sharks away. But look, we definitely have of the remaining 12 games, there's actually a high chance that we can at least win 7 to 8 of those games. Realistically, I don't see why we don't, especially if the troops are coming back, which will put us in that 24, 26 point. Obviously, again, saying that, anything can happen. Warriors, we're a team that is not short on drama, and I guess the team has, on more often than not, let us down, unfortunately, on many occasions. So just be prepared for that, brace for that unfortunate thing that could happen. But look, realistically, there's still hope, and while there is hope, we can dream, and while we can dream, there's always that chance. And if we can get to the top 8 and finish there, that's a successful season for us, something to build on, and to give Roger Tuivasa-Sheck a nice going away present anyway. But look, we're at the business end here. This is where every single win counts. So, hey, Warriors could surprise and win more, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully they don't win less than that. Ideally, as I said before, 7 or more is the ideal, especially with these other teams fighting to get in. So, yeah, tell me guys what you think. That is my sort of summation, and there's hope in this. It doesn't look pretty at the moment, but there is hope. There is hope that we can do something. So let's just hold on to that. Let's get ready, and that's my sort of thoughts on the season thus far. But tell me what you guys think. What are your thoughts on this? The good, the bad, the ugly? You reckon the Warriors can win 7? You reckon they win less? You reckon they win more than that? Tell me what you guys think. But that's been my sort of analysis of the Warriors season thus far. And I guess the only thing left to do is wait, right? So yeah, it's a bye week this week. We get to regather the troops and the players get to mend themselves. But as Warriors fans, we're looking forward to the second half. So let's get into it. Let's stay on that roller coaster, and hopefully there's not too many bumps and bruises along the way. And I'll see you guys next time with another video, and I'll catch you guys up. And just remember, hold the ball. See you guys later.